Hiya, dudes and dudettes. I'm going to read through a couple, read through a few comments that some people been saying about this Ghostbusters reboot on the IMDb page. One of them is titled High Hopes May Be Too High by author Gene Peterson on the 12th of July. This review contains spoilers. I am not a hater by any stretch of the imagination. I'm a fan of Ghostbusters franchise. I loved both movie and the sequel, well as their animated cartoon show. I went into this. I went to this movie looking forward to a refreshing new take on the Ghostbusters and was very disappointed. Firstly, let me say that I'm not a GB fanboy slash fangirl by any stretch. I'm not comparing this Ghostbusters to the original because it may be compared. I want to see powerful, smart, and funny females rock this movie and show the ghost who's boss. Sadly, despite high hopes, this movie fell flat. Kristen Wiig's leading lady-ish when it should have been Melissa McCarthy as the lead. Kristen's jokes were stale and the same jokes I have seen in dozens of past movies. Nothing particularly new or funny about it. Yeah, because there was a scene where they introduced Chris Hemsworth as nearly Kevin that Watson, soon as when he walks in and introduces himself to apply for the job as the secretary, Kristen Wiig character Erin Gilbert ends up having a lady boner on Kevin, just like Chase Meridian did with Batman slash Bruce Wayne all the way through Batman Forever. That type of thing, which did become quite overused and not funny in anymore. It's like anything else. Continue. Melissa McCarthy, I felt just a toss away in this movie where she wasn't given more lines, more starring scenes, and I never understand, perhaps because she is not an SNL alumni. To say that Kristen Wiig and Leslie Jones and Kate McKinnon are sketch comedic artists on the show, which do improvisation and skits on the common trend in the media and what's on in the world, and all that. Like Melissa McCarthy comes from a separate comedy background, like sitcom, like Mike and Molly and so many others. Continue. I don't know. I felt like she was vastly underutilized, and it was a crying shame because she is comedy gold in my eyes. They didn't use her enough. Her scenes that she had the bigger part in were funny. Kate McKinnon was great in her role. I see her becoming a new comedic lead. I honestly really love her and Leslie Jones from SNL. They are both very funny women, but I felt like they weren't given enough room or enough script to let the comedic genius inside them shine bright. However, this the movie apparently attacked anti-feminists before coming out and angered a lot of fanboys, and I wasn't one of them. But as a female leading film, I think it was in poor taste constantly bash men throughout the film. Yeah, like when they read comments on YouTube and that they made them vicious jokes about the mostly men that bashed the film from its inception onwards, and that by incorporating its jokes and that. But there was a scene in the film where Cecily Strong character called the Ghostbusters sad, lonely women and all that. Like, I think that was a subliminal attack towards those who bashed it. Yes, there was. Yes, there was. Most of it was done by men, but even some of it was also done by women who felt strongly objected against the film, and they felt like they'd been punched in the stomach because of it. Due to, I watched one review where one woman says she felt like she'd been vilified because of the guys and girls who made them comments said they refused to pay Sony this and that and the other, and said they're gonna go to the nearest shop to get a packet of delicious yogurt treats where you get a free ticket so you can redeem it off Fandango and see it for free. And the son is going to write off and not get any cash from it, and that. Yeah, but I did sit in the auditorium with a few people, and and some people did not laugh at the jokes. They didn't find it was very funny and etc. Because I remember one guy walking down the stairs saying he didn't get why people are so angered about the film due to the trailers and everything. I can see why with this review. And continue. I couldn't stand the guy who played Thor in his role, and the overall anti-male tone of the movie just didn't sit well with me. You can be very funny and feminist without constantly beating up men with jokes and vicious undertones and that. But there was other comments made by the likes of Grace Randolph, who did a breakdown synopsis of the film, and that she was pretty observant in the latest one, said how to rescue the franchise and that. She showed a still caption of them firing towards directly between the Norgos legs as a way of another attack against those who complained. But that did not sit well with many people. And however, yes, Stiff Off Marshmallow Man got the same treatment by shoving a Swiss Army knife up his butt, and you could see the dirt face on the expression before he went poof. That's many people did not like that, and she said those could have done well without. However, there were some scenes that got cut from the film where where Chris Hemsworth says we have to build something to fight these damn ghosts, and you need a bigger boat. And that scene where Kristen Wiig goes up to the door and fails to open it and make a slight comment. Those was cut out from the final film and that. But yeah, I could see why she says those jokes against people who felt very vocal about the film wasn't unnecessary. Uh, the original Ghostbusters did not sit down and cut down women. why did you take on with it with an all-female cast? It felt like the Anita Bashman just baffles me. It's it distracted from what could have been a great film. If they replaced all the women hate jokes, maybe even a storyline a la Peter and Dana, perhaps Kristen Wiig's character and male, it would have been much better movie. Let's be honest, a lot of the content slash premise was taken from the first film but switched around a bit and less funny. The hint to Zool after the end credit scene had me cringing. If they do a sequel, let's hope more laughs and more jokes, less hatefulness in the film. It was just too much passion and too little laughing for my taste. I can see where she's coming from here. Yes, there was moments of the film which I think it was not necessarily they went too far in the film and that they could have said one or two jokes and just let it slide and just continuously doing the film to forgive and forget and move on. But it became unbearable to some. That's why the cinema auditoriums felt a bit empty due to the problem. A short but sweet one from the Hypnotics from July the 13th, which was yesterday. The title of the comment was Painful. 1 stars. The intelligent humor of the original has been replaced with fat jokes and lowest common denominator slapstick humor, making this film come off like an ill-informed Sandler-esque parody of the original. It was painful to watch joke after joke. The audience is in silence with the only somewhat interesting character being Egon replacement, played by Kate McKinnon, who managed to bring a fresh, quirky take on the part despite having, in my opinion, too little screen time. Yeah, to say she was not, centralized character. The two main centralized characters in this Ghostbusters film was Erin Gilbert and Abby Yates. Those two was the main central characters. It was like the remnants to the first Ghostbusters film. At the beginning, it was mainly focused on Dr. Rain Stantz and Peter Venkman, where they went to go to the library. They introduced the Egon Spengler and that, and etc. Then build up to the Ernie Hudson character, and that which he came in 45 minutes into the film. I think after the montage where the guys become the Ghostbusters and etc., which through the montage of them catching various ghosts, and then that you get Sigourney Weaver chopping veg and drinking wine and having a laugh at the comments said on the radio and that. But which played off very well. But they didn't have that kind of montage in this film. And the problem was, they catch one goes, so they jump around like goofballs and that. Then Kate McKinnon character went over and smacked the guitar and shot it into pieces. So he said, "Sorry, I can't get you a new one," and just run off and and they all go outside and now say, "We're the Ghostbusters," and there's a news piece and that there's Cicely Strong character trying to expose them as frauds and etc. and everything else in between, which didn't have no build up of the montages where you see the Ghostbusters is on fate to newspaper spreads and that, not like it did in the first film where you see them all on Time magazine and USA Today, and at the top end of the corner it says Princess Di is expecting again. But there was none of this in the film. They took all that out of the equation, and that they just went, say, "We the Ghostbusters," and said frauds at the screen and that, and yeah, I do agree. Some of that was left out, and it was in the complete mess. But it was rather enjoyed in between. But some of the jokes could have been a little fair on those who was vocal about the film. No need to go way out of attacking them. Constantly attack. And it's not gonna sit well. You're not gonna win audiences. You're not gonna get a cultural fan base and that. But I've heard there was many stories on the internet from various people saying the toys are not being selling well. They've been reduced down so much and they've been stuck on the reduced to clear shelf. Probably just in case the film probably not do so well in the United States come by the end of this week, after when the first takings come in and find out if it's going to be viable enough for a subsequent sequel. But on the other main frustrating thing about this Ghostbusters reboot is basically the main aspects of problems is and I did take Peyton Oswald's Twitter comment and said, "Oh, you got." Oh, stay to the end after the end credits. There's a scene in that. I did do that, and all of a sudden it had a reference to Zool at the end. Then Patty told and said, "Who's Zool?" and they all went puzzled and that. But the whole problem is, see, even the new game is getting is slanting and that, saying this game is not very good. But as when the game is coming out, as when people are playing it, as when the film was about to come out, the Let's Plays at the beginning, it shows it is a chronicle continuation after the reboot and that. But and it did get a big high score of 78 on Rotten Tomatoes and that. But Richard Roper said he wasn't very good and etc. and all sorts of other stuff. I get what these people are saying. They felt strongly about the attacking against the very fan base it represents. Yeah, this is defining line by taking a joke, but when it goes too far, people are not gonna like it. I think some execs in this film went too far, slanderizing those who complained about the trailers and all that lot. I don't want to get into that field. That I don't want any part of that justice warrior crap. I'm not down with all that shit. I just see it for what it's worth. Yeah, I get what some of the people are saying on IMDb. I'm sure there's going to be many disappointing audience reviews on Rotten Tomatoes when they get it first published and that, and to see where it all varies and that. Yeah, but not everybody's gonna like the same thing, and that some people have enjoyed the film, like myself, but I feel like they could have toned down the hate and the anger and the vibes that turns into the sludge. Then it continues, the seas boil and the skies fell. It be Judgment Day, so dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria, and that. You're gonna enter this world into the 10th level of hell if they got too far. Yeah, it's time to dial it down a notch to many subtle levels. Even though some of it was clean and dirty and etc. There's a time where people and they had the frustration and demanded to do it, but doing it in the film was the bad approach. Everybody should say the piece and just to forgive and forget and just all move on. That's the great philosophies in life and etc. Life is too short to continuously carry on and that. Life is too precious and etc. People should have said the piece and move on. And hoping to God this film does well or sink like the Titanic. That like it's just arrived. And that's what I've got to say about one of the responses on IMDb and all sorts of other stuff. Why people were vocal about it when they did the videos on YouTube. I get why James Rolfe is refusing to see it, let alone review it, and so on and so on. Yeah. Until then, this is me, Frankie Smales. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will be doing my usual movie reviews on Saturday, but I'm gonna do that on the first week in on the first Saturday in August, because I'm going to be busy preparing myself to get the tickets and to get prepared to set off for London. That'll be on the 29th, and I will be a lot busy going to conventions to see other people and to have a look around and have a good time. And once again, thank you for watching. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Frankie Smales. If you're using the mobile app, use the hashtag before that. And thank you for watching.